Hello, I will be raw dogging this video today. So I have no script, but there will be an overarching theme, which is the influencer. I'm working one of the most desired jobs amongst children today, which is creating content online. According to the Harris Poll study, social media influencer ranks in the top 5 career aspirations for children aged 8 to 12. Now, I am one of those children from very early on who put I want to be a famous YouTuber in their yearbook. Now, I think I kind of accomplished it. I would be what you would classify between mildly successful and superstar, closer to the mildly successful. So I want to talk about my occupation as an influencer, what to expect, what not to expect, some challenges, and a lot of the pros that comes with it. I'm not trying to sell you on being an influencer, but I'm trying to tell you, you can be. If you want. I have a channel. I'm not going to name it because I'm gatekeeping, but it has around 300k subs, and I've been doing this since I was in high school for 7-ish years. Yeah, it's not a very traditional path, of course, which is bound to be met by a lot of backlash from, your family members to support you. It's not that I don't understand them, because when you make content, it can pay very well, but it's not going to pay off at first. From 2018 to 2025, there were 4 years where I made less than minimum wage, and maybe 2 years where I made decent wage. The love of God, don't fucking jump in unless you have like a shit ton of money behind your back and you're ready to sink a lot of time into it. I think I'll leave the story of dropping out for another video, but the job stability as a creator is hard. Like, you don't know when people are gonna look at you and then forget about you the next day. Because a lot of my stuff on YouTube was based on ideas and not so much my personality as a creator, a lot of people that knew me come and go, and it's easy to be forgotten. Personally, numbers don't matter too much to me anymore, but when the views are correlated to how much money you make, then it gets a bit more dicey. I am extremely lucky to be able to afford this stability for at least 1 or 2 years before I'll really have to start reconsidering, should I be 22 going back to my second year of college? Try to have a fallback plan. I was able to build my channel up to 200k subs, doing school and then doing content the moment I got home by finishing all my homework. Yes, my GPA tanked, but I believe there is a way to find balance. You got creators like Kaide, the Valorant creator, who I think finished law school. That's just honestly an inspiration. Don't sack your grades just so you can make videos. I know people like Mr. Beast were oh yeah, I was failing college and I was skipping class to make videos, but come on, let's be real, all right? The next thing I want to talk about is accountability. The good thing about being an influencer or even self-employed is that you get to decide your own hours. You get to decide when you clock in, clock out. You can work really late into the AM hours, or you can just call it at 4 p.m. and play video games. Now that can be good and bad. As someone who hasn't been diagnosed with ADHD, but likely has it, I know I'm so quirky, I'm just like every other person. I have been very distracted throughout my years making content. There were times where I would just play video games into the AM hours, degenning it up on Discord. I want to talk about avoiding that cycle. This was during the COVID era, but I still kind of regret it. I spent a lot of time cooped up with gamers that sat on their chair for 12 hours a day. That's one of the things you could do during COVID, but these were people that didn't really have an aspiration past that. They were kind of just living life day to day, and they're still fine people. But if you want to build a career as an influencer, unless you are a professional League of Legends player or something, you're gonna need to surround yourself with at least a couple people that are thinking of something bigger. But I seriously subscribe to the idea that you are the sum of the people you surround yourself with. So yeah, you can have this. I have the boys friends, the people I play with and game with, and I also have the more serious friends where it's yo, let's get some shit done. Let's go film and shit. Yeah. So my recommendation for people out there starting content, or just in general even, is you need a place to chill and do something else that's not work, because that's what's going to keep you sane and what's going to keep your creativity boundless. We need a place to recharge. To add on to that, you are your own accountability. So it's important to have like days that you set for editing or set for filming. So an anime influencer that I know, her name is Lena Lemon. She has days set for filming where she just films a bunch of TikToks in one day, and she spends the other days either ideating, consciously watching TikTok for ideas, or editing. So yeah, have specific days that you go out and film no matter what. Like, don't get lazy and just be like, yo, I'm gonna do it the next day. I'm gonna do it the next day. Because then you're gonna do it like the next week. Just say, I'm gonna film for 2 minutes, and you're probably gonna end up filming for hours. And you're gonna feel awesome. Ooh, okay. I have a huge one. This one is huge. Like, this one changed my life. On the topic of surrounding yourself with like-minded people, as an influencer, you're not gonna have like your health or dental or 401k, right? This is not a traditional job. So no one's gonna tell you how to manage your finances. No one's gonna tell you how to write off stuff as a self-employed influencer. Like, you're gonna have to kind of find that out yourself. And the fastest way to learn is to travel to conventions that have a lot of creators. This legit changed my life on like a business level and a friendship level. The first time that I traveled to meet other content creators was TwitchCon 2022, and I met all of my friends that were moderators for my Twitch channel, #parasocial, and we drank and we had a lot of fun. But it was so surreal knowing that my content creator friends and my moderators were real people. Like that was like the happiest I've been in my life, like no joke. But the convention is also where I learned to kind of network. I'm not the best at that because I'm like low-key an introvert and I'm very shy, and I'll like think about a conversation 20 times after we've had that conversation. It was there where I learned how people's systems work, you know? Don't be afraid to ask questions to people who are way more experienced than you, and enter these conventions with a learner's mindset. Like, you're here to learn. You're a student of the game. And I was like looking at so many successful creators where like I just asked them, oh, what do you do to make TikToks? How do you film? Who do you hire? There's a lot of companies at TwitchCon that like have their own panels and booths. I would just ask people working there. Like, I'm cutting in because I didn't mention this, but the reason I even got an internship was because I just asked someone, hey, do you guys have any like open positions for internships? And they referred me to their program, and they were able to, you know, put in a good word for me because I was like talking to them so much at the convention. It's really scary at first, and I circled the booth for like 20 minutes, but you never know where you can get from just asking. Most people are just happy to talk about themselves, you know, like I am. The main point is, if you can afford to travel to conventions without like, you know, taking a loan out of your bank or anything, give it a shot. Yo, that guy is crawling. I don't know if he's like looking for prey or like he's like dehydrated from the heater. Yo, what up, guys? We're back in a different spot because I low-key saw too many humans and I wanted to get away. If you want to be a creator, you have to enjoy the process of making videos and be very careful from when the hobby becomes a job. But I do want to end this video on a better note. So, should you become an influencer? Well, if you enjoy the process of making videos, go for it. I consider content creation a hobby just like any other now, right? It's just like basketball, it's just like tennis. And if you enjoy it, just start uploading videos. They don't have to be extremely polished, right? You're not gonna be the next Casey Neistat. I don't know how to say his name, but if you enjoyed it, that's what matters. Like, to be honest, I fell into the trap before of trying to make content creation too much of a job, and I kind of forgot that I liked doing this in the first place. So trying to do IRL content like right now is making it really fun for me. And when a long time passes and I'm like in my 30s, I can look back at my videos and see how I've grown and see how I've improved. So in a way, content creation is like my journal that shows what point of life I'm in and also what I'm interested in at that current time period. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Hati yam ta'ala. Bye.